EJ Smith fires up the Howie Roseman Simulator 2.8 and tells us what kind of trades Howie might make ahead of the deadline. We hear from Brandon Graham, the man of the day. All coming up next on the PHLY Eagles podcast. A little cameo from the Duff Man. Hello, everybody! Live from the Xfinity studio, this is the PHLY Eagles podcast presented by Bet365 and Ashley Wulf. Edward James Smith.
Nope.
Edward James almost?
No.
Almost got it.
You know my first name.
I know. Ernest. Ernie.
No.
The E-Man. Big E.
It's going to be an interesting show. I'm going to
Tuesday.
The viewers right now, I'm going to do my best, okay? But I think this is going to be a loopy Tuesday.
We're gonna talk some ball. You're gonna step into the mind of a Howie Roseman. Oh my dude. And we will.
Oh man, I'm going to do my best.
We will hear shortly from a dear friend, and then about midway through the show, we're gonna hear from Brandon Graham, who on this momentous day for Brandon Graham, for the Eagles, for PHLY, took some extra time after the Unblocked podcast, after sitting down with Anthony Gargano, which you should all watch. Sat down with the PHLY Eagles show and talked a little bit more specifics about what it's going to go into, like actually figuring out how he can play right away and stuff like that and what kind of impact he can make. How are you, EJ?
I'm doing well. It's an exciting day here. I enjoyed listening to your conversation with BG. Enjoyed listening to Anthony's conversation with BG. I feel like that guy, I mean, he's going through the car wash today when it comes to
we finished our show. Even in between the two, he's holding up his phone, going on Good Morning Football. The guy's got a lot to do.
No, but it's
indefatigable.
Is he? I mean,
yes.
Well, that's good. The Eagles
can't say the same for myself.
Well, I said this on the emergency pod last night. I think this is a compliment to you. Your co-hosts feel like they can accomplish things. I feel like they can chase their dreams,
I appreciate that.
And like people were like, oh, you're saying that Bo is like pushing him away. It's like, he ain't going anywhere. He just thinks he can handle more. And, as somebody who also recently started working with you, maybe I'm next. You never know.
To leave?
No, to like take on more, ascend to something even better.
Where are you going to go?
Well, I don't think the Eagles are going to call me. So
can you snap?
No, I don't think I. You never know till you try, I guess. But yeah,
no, that's right.
TBD. But
okay, yeah. I mean, listen, I heard Vic's press conference today, and he mentioned the fatigue police. I mean, lock me up.
He was referencing
locked up, can't let me out.
You had some good pulls today.
Locked up.
You know what? This actually jogs my memory. We mentioned Akon on the show, and then we were like, I hope that it's okay to mention Akon.
Yeah, we didn't. We know.
He's fine. I don't know why.
Great.
I don't know why we were so worried about it.
He's a human being who hasn't been in the zeitgeist.
He doesn't have.
Sometimes that leads to something problematic.
He doesn't have a concontroversies page on Wikipedia, which is usually a
good
start. Yeah. So. But yeah, he was mentioning Khalil Mack with the Bear. He was.
I have an Akon story that I cannot tell.
Yeah, please. He was mentioning
maybe for overtime.
He was mentioning when the Bears traded for Khalil Mack that the fatigue police said that he was only allowed to play a certain number of snaps, and that Vic Fangio does not care. Unsurprisingly, does not care about the fatigue police.
Like that.
Yeah.
And by the way, we have a deal going on to celebrate BG Day for the Diehards. 55% off to become a Diehard. Get access to EJ Smith, who, by the way, is the one who really broke the news. I mean, if we're getting into like 10 hours later, I'm expecting to hear Brandon Graham might announce. Guess how about read the early bird? Okay, you already knew.
I do appreciate that. I mean, I don't need to take the credit.
Crediting people who didn't do anything. Give me a break. Nonsense. All right. Julie, do we have our man? Did I forget to tell you to send him a link? Oh. Beautiful. Fantastic. So do we have him?
Julia?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now on the PHLY Eagles podcast. You know him, you love him, you read him, you dream about him. That's right. Fran Duffy, to celebrate the day we've all been waiting for, the release of the 2026 NFL Draft Guide. A good time to become a diehard, and this is a nonsense day. However, from the bottom of my heart, this is worth the deal because you are not getting this level of draft analysis from anybody else, and I know you're not getting it in the middle of October. So, Duff man, you've been doing guys nonstop, left and right, and now we get to see the fruits of that labor. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. No, it's an exciting day, obviously. First of all, great job from you and from BG this morning. I mean, it was a very entertaining hour, the 9 o'clock live show for BG Unblocked. So very much enjoyed that. But no, this is a lot of fun today. Look, as you said, I've been doing guys since May. So now that being able to share all of this, all the words that I've written about all of these players, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So I mean, you just click on this thing and there's so much information. Obviously, my eyes are drawn to just the names. We got some great names in this draft.
Yes.
Max Iannaccio, I don't know if I like him or not. We got Emmanuel, your wife is pregnant. Casey, the Immaculate Conception. We got Mateen Ibaragba. Shout out to the Deeks.
Go Deeks.
We got Dylan Tiananmen Square. We got Gabe Jackass, and we've got
the J is silent on that one.
Davison Igbano Sunshine when she's gone.
Is that why you've been singing that?
Boom. Ain't no sunshine when she's away. How we doing? Yeah, it's a great class.
Yeah, well, the good news is that there are phonetic pronunciations for all of those players when you open up the profile for each one. So if you have any questions about, hey, there's this pass rusher from Illinois and the last name is Jacas. It's not Jackas or however you want to pronounce it. It's just Acus. Whether the J is completely silent, which you would know if you click into the draft guide. It's just Acus, no J.
He's making that up.
Someone's making it up.
His name.
He's making that up. That is a lifetime of going to school, everybody calling you Jackass, and you just say, I'm opting out of this. It's like when you go to college, you can adopt a new personality. He went to college and said that this J is silent.
Well, either way, he's a good player for Illinois, and look, one of many edge rushers. I think I've studied like 19 edge rushers already for next spring, and I know that's a position obviously Eagles fans will be tuned in pretty closely to.
Okay,
as we get
I'll
into draft
take the hint and try to give you a real football question here and talk about the Eagles.
Well, I just wanted to commend you, Fran. The player comps here, like obviously I know that some draft guys, they like to stay away from the player comps because it can be tricky, but I like the descriptiveness of your player comps.
Yes.
I'm looking here at Jalen Hurts with a bigger arm, souped up Eric Armstead, physical Travis Etienne.
Faster Tanner McKee, I saw.
Did you actually see that?
Yes.
Yeah,
polished
there's
Isaiah
one there,
Simmons. I like that. So to figure out who some of those players are, you're gonna have to become a diehard. You're gonna
less horny Carson Wentz. So anyway, here's my question.
Is this what a Tuesday show is like now, EJ?
Apparently, Fran.
Here's my question for you. Seriously, because these are your grades, not your projections. So this is not necessarily where these guys are going to go. If you could add one of these players to the Eagles roster right now, who would it be?
Probably the number one player on my board. I would add Keldrick Falk, the defensive lineman from Auburn. This is a guy that's got position versatility. I have him listed as an interior defensive lineman, but most I think are going to have him listed with the edge group. But he's one of those hybrid bodies. He's 275, 280 pounds. He can line up inside and outside. But you're going to love the profile, though. This guy's extremely young. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be 20 years old on draft night.
Check.
Extremely athletic, versatile. Was a team captain as a sophomore. All the intangibles that you want. Extremely productive on a per snap basis. Literally like as clean of a profile as you could ask for. And look, this is another year where the top of the draft, there are going to be questions in terms of like, oh, like, are you getting the value? The difference between this draft and last year's draft, the draft in the spring, the one in the spring, like you had the guys at the very, very top, the Travis Hunters of the world. You're like, oh, these guys are all great. And then it fell off at like 6. In this one, I feel really good about like the top 20, but you get to like the top 5, it's like I don't know who I feel great about that high in the draft. But obviously that's not really going to be a big deal for the Eagles and for Eagles fans.
And last thing, just general, I think we've been saying it before, but I'm going to say it again. I think the Eagles are going to want to draft an offensive lineman in the first round. How is the depth of the first 2 rounds of the tackle class?
It's a pretty good group overall. I think that there are still some question marks with some of the guys at the very top, but I think that there are going to be options. You referenced the Arizona State tackle. He would be a guy. I mean, he did not play a game until he got to junior college. Did not play football at all before he got to that point. Now has been a starter in the Big 12 for the last couple of years at right tackle. Really athletic. So there are players where you kind of like, all right, put a couple stars next to him. This would be a perfect Jeff Stoutland pet project if you're talking about first, second, third round. So there's a tackle from Auburn that kind of fits that mold as well. So there are a few players that I think would make a lot of sense for the Eagles.
Is there one thing in here ranking wise that you feel like is going to catch the attention of the real draftniks? I see the ESPN people putting out like their quarterback rankings, and I do notice that Cade Klubnik has really plummeted down those rankings on somebody's board. But anything that you feel like is going to be like, oh, this is already Fran's guy.
In terms of who is my guy, that's a good question. I think it's tough because the one guy that honestly has really played extremely well this year that I was waiting like, all right, like, are we going to see it? Was Ruben Bain Jr. And honestly, a couple of the players that he reminded me of when I studied him. This is the pass rusher from Miami, Jr. Another one with really outstanding intangibles. He was injured for a chunk of last year early on, and it was a calf injury that I think hurt him throughout most of the year. And then this year, now you're seeing like he's got all that power back. He reminded me of Vinny Curry when I studied him in the summer, and I was seeing a little bit more like Brandon Graham, like as I was watching, like he is that style of player.
So he's going to be working for us in a couple of years.
Players in the country. What's that?
So he's going to be working for PHLY pretty soon.
A podcast.
Hey, let's. I think that would be a great addition to our crew.
All right, great stuff, everybody. Please go to allphly.com. Check out the Die Hard Draft Guide. And the beautiful thing about this is that it is a living, breathing document, and will continue to change from now up until the draft.
Well done, Fran.
And also, thank you guys. By the way, this is new for this year. We have our draft newsletter. So if you become a diehard, you can subscribe down at the bottom, put your email address in, and you can get an email from me every single week at the end of the week.
Better than a draft email Olds letter.
Not your best work.
No.
All right. Thank you very much, Fran Duffy. We'll see you on the PHLY Eagles show on Thursday. And with that, we take a quick break to hear from some sponsors before EJ inhabits the body and mind of Howie Roseman. Hello, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. And I'm here to tell you about our friends at Xfinity, because we have our beautiful, handsome crew here today. And Jamie invites me over and he says, hey, let's watch the BG show. And I get there and unfortunately it's lagging. It's buffering. All this terrible stuff. And I go, Jamie, we gotta have Xfinity. Because it's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room. Plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. So clear it feels like you're in the stadium. Sometimes you can even get 4 games going at once. Because why not? The life of excess with Xfinity. On top of that, you get real-time notifications and live stats right on your TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
Next, we're going to talk about Parx Casino. Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. Check out brand new casino games like Huff and More Puff and Fireblaze Sky Queen, a BetParx exclusive. The only app I ever used to play all my favorite casino games in the palm of my hand. Play blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, baccarat, and hot online slots like Cash Eruption, 88 Fortunes, and Cleopatra online slots. Play hot online slots based on your favorite streaming shows, Walking Dead, Squid Game, Breaking Bad, and Peaky Blinders, and all your favorite classic casino games from the palm of your hand wherever you are. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparks.com and download the app right now, and you will enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino from your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for Bet Parks. You love to play, you play to win, you bet Parks. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Mr. Smith, before we get to the Howie and trade deadline of it all, what did we learn from coordinators today? What was the news?
Yeah, I found it interesting. So the most newsy thing was that Vic Fangio said probably not expecting to see Azeez Ojulari back in time for the Giants game this Sunday, which does...
BG? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, makes you wonder if I mean...
Sometimes it makes you wonder.
Vic said that it's going to depend on how BG looks returning to the practice field and how... I guess where he is at.
Practice matters.
Yeah,
said.
Vic is always, I mean, he says at every press conference that practice matters at some point. So
I feel like Vic has a...
You sure you want to finish the sentence?
I feel like he's got a flag at his house that says all practices matter.
Okay, if that's what you think. Yeah, he also talked about... I'm doing my best. That's what I'm just gonna keep saying.
You got this.
So yeah, that was the most noteworthy thing with Vic. The other
I need
thing
you to pull a Nate Herbig and keep this bad boy afloat.
The other thing that I found interesting from Vic was that he was talking about Jahad Campbell's edge.
This is interesting.
Yeah, usage as an edge rusher. And he said that it was more related to wanting to get Nakobe Dean into the base defense than it was the fact that they are thin at edge rusher, which to me suggests that this is something we're going to see more of, or at the very least, I think we're going to see more Nakobe Dean in the Eagles base defense because Vic Fangio thinks that he brings value there. It isn't as much a reflection of the lack of depth at edge rusher as maybe we thought going into the week.
Yeah, but do you think that means when they feel better about their edge depth that they're going to just take Jahad Campbell off the field and base?
That would be my read on it. Because it's
Isn't that kind of wild?
If you feel better about Nolan Smith and BG, or honestly, it'd be probably those two guys on early downs. Like you wouldn't choose like Jahad Campbell over either of those guys on early down, like against heavy personnel packages. So yeah, I think the Eagles' base defense is going to look a lot different than their nickel defense. I guess,
feel like Howie Roseman's not going to be happy about Jahad Campbell losing snaps.
Yeah, to Kobe Dean. I think Vic Fangio's argument would probably be that they're not going to play as much base as they did against the Vikings most weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it surprised me. I thought that it was going to. I thought Vic would have said like it's a reflection of the fact that they lost Azeez early in the game. And that they were just thin at edge rusher and they needed his help there. But I do think in hindsight and hearing from Vic, it is more of an illustration of how they view Nakobe Dean and the value that he brings them on early downs as a run stopper.
Interesting.
It's hard to argue that Jahad Campbell's better in coverage than Nakobe Dean. So in nickel, in known passing situations, you're going to want him on the field. But specifically, if you feel like teams are trying to run against you, I could see an argument for Nakobe Dean in those scenarios.
I guess. It feels interesting from just a resource standpoint.
Yeah, and from a roster.
Just an investment,
Exactly.
Vic saying there's no replacement for reps. Like,
yeah.
Don't you want him to get those reps?
Yeah, it's not like Jahad Campbell's been awful against the run. I mean, he's rangy.
I agree.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to watch, but I think this is them trying to find a way to get those three guys involved at linebacker.
Okay, that's interesting. And he also said at corner, essentially, like Ja'Cory Bennett hasn't practiced yet. He's eligible now to come off, but
yeah, I would say he was lukewarm.
Would your guess be Ringo this week?
I would. Vic continues to talk about how Keely Ringo is going to continue to get his opportunities. And yeah, he was pretty lukewarm on Ja'Cory Bennett. I think he just hasn't seen enough of him. I think that was when he dropped the practice matters. Is that we just haven't seen him practice enough. So that was Vic. Kevin Patullo, I thought one of the notable things that he mentioned is that the under center snaps were not a product of losing Cam Jurgens in the game. It was something they had in. They went to it pretty early in the game too. So I think that tracks.
Yeah.
It's not like it was something that they were like, oh, we have to turn to this because Brett Toth struggled with shotgun snaps. Okay,
and then anything from Clayman?
He didn't commit to the return duo that they had, but they didn't
stink for the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get to this deadline discussion. And I guess overarching question for you is, how much do you think the return of Brandon Graham changes Howie's philosophy heading into the deadline here?
It's a good question. I feel like as much as I think that BG will bring a lot of value just like by shoring up the rotation and raising the floor for the group, I do think that they still have room for an impact player there. So to me, like it keeps them from being like desperate in the market. Like it keeps them from having to feel like forced to make a move because I think BG will give them quality snaps. But I also do feel like if you could get some of the names that I have on my potential trade list here, I guess what I would say is that it changed the names that I included on here. There aren't many guys that I feel like are just kind of like rotation plug pieces, like a guy that is your third or fourth edge rusher. If you're going to trade for a guy, I think it is going to be a number 1 or a number 2 type guy.
Okay.
But I still think that there's room for that even after, working BG back into the rotation.
And what is this list? What have you prepared for us?
So I had aspirations to do 32 trades.
31.
Well, yeah, but maybe I'll throw an extra in there.
Oh, a trade within the team. I like that.
Not quite that, but what if it was like
Devontae Smith, the offensive coordinator?
No, I was gonna say, what if they're like, Cooper DeJean's gonna be our like dirty work blocking receiver.
Okay.
And then Nick goes, yeah, I said offense. But no, I think I've got probably about 26 trades here. So
some people can complete the assignment, some people can't.
That's fair. But
we're gonna have the BG segment to maybe.
Maybe but the problem is the ones that I don't have are teams where it's like, and I'll be fair. I'll be honest here. Some of these teams, there's some overlap with the trades because it's the Eagles trading a player. So we can go through some of them. I'll be honest. I want your opinion on compensation for some of these players. Like, I kind of just like went with whatever my gut was in the moment here, and I'm gonna ask you to tell me if you think it's high or low on some of these.
Okay.
So we ready?
High or low?
Got to do the like.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're just gonna go by division for the most part here.
That's the way to do it.
But we're gonna start with Miami.
Okay. I also start with the AFC East instead of the NFC East if I'm doing something.
I don't know why that is.
I don't know why.
Maybe it's because A.
Maybe
like alphabetical.
Yeah. I feel like in my mind that's the way the standings were laid out in the newspaper when I was growing up, and that's just how it is in my mind.
I'm a newspaper guy, so I think that tracks. I went with Bradley Chubb for a 3rd round pick. Obviously, the Dolphins have a few edge rushers that are should be interesting to the Eagles, but I think Chubb is the one that is most intriguing to me because he's played for Vic Fangio in the past. He leads the team in sacks. He's got 4 sacks this season. Obviously, he's coming off of an ACL, but I think he looks good enough this year to warrant that type of compensation. And I feel pretty good about that trade value there, the 3rd round pick for a player like Chubb.
Now, Julia will remember that Bradley Chubb is notably not Brandon Chubb, much to the dismay of anybody who might have been forced into an interview without knowing who Brandon Chubb was during the week of the Super Bowl, and deftly then figured out who it was they were talking to and spun the interview into real gold. So I do think that connection matters here.
Would you? So if they traded for him and you saw him, you'd be like, hey,
you're not Brandon.
Yeah, what's up, Brandon?
Yeah, Bradley Chubb, just so everybody knows, 29 years old. The internet is slow. 4 sacks on the season in 7 games, coming off the torn ACL last season. And this is the last year of real money on his contract. Is that right?
So, yes.
Now the question is, what kind of relationship does he have with Vic Fangio, or does that matter?
Does
given
it matter if it's like a
the
mercenary
Dolphin
though?
stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's a fine deal. Now we should show what inventory the Eagles have.
Yeah.
From a picks standpoint, I think we have that, Julia. Just how many picks they have.
Yeah, the projected
in their coffer
picks
in 2026, and they've got multiple thirds. So there is reason to think that they may deal from that. They've got projected 3 third-round picks. All of their picks in the first 3 rounds, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and a 6.
It's important to note the asterisks here. Point out the comp picks that we're expecting the Eagles to have here.
You got a Milty, you got a Sweaty, and Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, so you couldn't trade those, but you can trade knowing that you'll be getting them in the offseason.
Right.
So.
What's the Jets pick from?
That's a good question. That's probably a good question for.
Is it moving down from last year? I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'll find it.
Sorry to waylay us.
Here, no, I got it. We're gonna have to credit Jimmy Kempski with this one here.
I like a Kempski. Speaking of getting waylaid.
Yeah, no, it's too complicated to even figure out on the fly here.
Okay.
I
mean,
all
it's
right,
actually
so
not that.
grade the trade.
Just
Bradley Chubb for a 3rd round pick.
What's the question? Would I do it?
Yeah, give me a grade.
I
like
think
A plus is like
I
this
think
is a slam dunk. F is like what? Why did you even include this trade into the exercise?
B.
I might take my 5 highest grades here.
Okay.
And use it for a story on ALLCITY.
Great. Let's make our content work.
I was just about to say team content.
Okay.
I've learned that over my years of podcasting.
Okay. I'm giving it a B.
Okay. All right. We're gonna go to Buffalo.
Speaking of B,
we're gonna go with Dawson Knox. For a 6th round pick. Now,
for a 6? Why would the Bills do that?
Because this contract, it's like this is a move to get out of the contract. He signed a 4-year, $52 million contract extension with the Bills in 2024. So he's under contract through 2027. I think they're just gonna have to offload that money.
That doesn't feel realistic to me.
So a 6, you don't. Okay. So what would you say that the compensation would need to be?
I don't know, a 5th and a player. I mean, they like the guy.
Yeah, but like
they signed him to that.
They
deal
didn't like him enough to trade him, or they're
a
like
contending team. They're going to deal like Josh Allen's buddy.
All right, so let's call it a 5th. I think the contract's prohibitive here.
A 5th and Granson. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you send back like a filler.
Okay,
like a tight end.
I mean, I like the idea. They could use a tight end.
Eagles would do this.
This feels like I don't know, a hard grader. It feels like a C- to me.
Oh wow! I thought you'd be in on this one. What don't you like about the dot?
I just don't think the Bills are going to do that.
Okay. So what if we up the compensation? What if it was a 4th and a player, a 4th and Grant Calcaterra?
Now this is where Fran at home is yelling that the Bills can afford to trade Dawson Knox because, of course, they have Jackson Hall.
Oh yeah, it's to clear out Jackson Hall. Okay.
So maybe. What
about a Keely Ringo then? Keely Ringo is gonna be a
Ringo straight up for Dawson Knox. I like that.
All right, so what are we calling that one?
B.
You're gonna have to be more like there needs to be a wider range so that I can do you like it better or worse than Bradley Chubb?
You want me to give it turkeys?
Yeah, give me turkeys. Yeah.
All right, that's
how much you like them, not how likely you think they are.
That's a 68.
How is it to be that?
Well, I'm not going to give it.
No, give it like if let's say Bradley Chubb was an 84,
83.
Okay, see, it's positive. Now this makes me feel.
No, I like Chubb better than Knox.
Okay, so
Chubb is an 86. This one's an 82.
Okay, all right. I like this better. All right.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go to the Patriots. Sidney Brown for a 2026 4th round pick. I feel like he'd be a good fit.
Sidney Brown gets the Eagles a 4th round pick.
You think that's too much?
Yes.
I was worried that my compensation was going to be all over the place. All right, a 5th.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
All right, so what would you grade that one?
85.
85. Oh, you actually like that one.
Yeah, I could definitely see them trading Sidney Brown.
Yeah, and I think I guess a 5th. Yeah. Okay.
I think it'd be more likely I don't know. Do they have a blocking tight end they can throw in or something like that? I don't know.
I didn't really see much on their roster that appealed to me. That's why I went with the out instead. For the Jets, Jalen Hurts for just kidding. Shout out to Lindsay, our new producer.
She wasn't listening.
Oh, well, listen, I mean, I wanted to throw a Justin Fields, some Justin Fields appreciation.
Yeah, of course.
In here, but realistically, Jermaine Johnson for a 3rd.
Now, see, I think this one might cost a little more.
You think? I mean, he was a 2nd round pick a few years ago, and
5th?
he's coming off, or no, he's not coming off. He is coming off an injury.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
maybe a 3rd and a 5th.
Maybe like a pick swap.
I think this is going to be a seller's market. Everybody wants pass rush help.
He hasn't looked good though this year. He's only got 1 sack. I know he's playing on a bad team, but still, I don't think he's going to cost as much as somebody like. I mean, he's younger than Chubb.
I think this one. I'm giving this one a 91.
Okay. And
I think it's the kind of move. It's the kind of move the Eagles could make.
Draft pedigree, young player.
Pedigree, yes, a position of need, and a guy who they could, or Joe Douglas history, and a guy who they could keep around. I think this one feels the most right to me.
See, the chat says a third seems steep for Jermaine Johnson. So I think a third is about right. Maybe like a third and a day 3 pick as like a sweetener here.
What do they know?
I mean, it's
These jabrones?
It's the marketplace of trade feedback. All right, so that's our highest one. I'm going to keep track of like the top 5 that we have here. So Jermaine Johnson for a 3rd round pick. With the Browns, Denzel Ward, also for a 3rd round pick.
Ooh. Don't you think that would cost more?
That probably costs a 2nd. Yeah, honestly. I told you, the compensation we're going to have to... I mean,
would you rather trade a 2nd or 2/3?
I would probably... That's a good question for Fran. I feel like I would trade 2/3 because they have so many thirds.
Yes.
All right, so 2/3. Let's say 2/3. And maybe like, I mean, if we're going to get really into the weeds here, like maybe it's like the Browns throwing like a 6th rounder or something.
Sure.
But like that's general compensation, 2/3 for Denzel Ward.
90.
I like this one. Yeah. Now, shout out to Jimmy Kemsky. We were talking about some mock trades this morning, and he mentioned that Denzel Ward's contract might be prohibitive for the Browns to trade. But like
sweet sassy molassie. And the cost is going to be prohibitive.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it doesn't really benefit them from a dead cap hit from this season. But honestly, I feel like when you're talking about Andrew Berry and Howie Roseman making a trade, like the cap doesn't feel like it's going to be the limiting factor for those two. So yeah, I think that I like this one. I might, if I were grading, I might go higher than the 91 for Jermaine Johnson.
You know what Ward makes me think of?
I don't want to know.
Ward. I think you were a little hard on the Beaver. So was Eddie Haskell, Wally, and Miss Cleaver.
You know, my wife hasn't seen 8 Mile, and like
really?
It bothers me because I make 8 Mile references all the time. Like this guy's.
I'll get the 7 digits from your mother for $1.
This guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence. I say that all the time at home.
Really?
Yeah, Clarence's parents have a real good marriage.
Clarence lives at home with both parents.
So
Clarence's parents have a real.
You know, this is like so. Like my wife also didn't watch SpongeBob growing up. She was in one of the probably the right households that said like SpongeBob isn't appropriate for children to watch.
Yeah,
but she knows all the SpongeBob references because like I mean, how could you not? So I feel like 8 Mile has become that in our house as well. It's like she just knows it just because I won't stop talking about 8 Mile. 8 Mile's a great movie.
Okay.
Great movie.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the end of this episode, which may end the exact same way as the end of that battle.
You've seen 8 Mile, but you haven't seen Malibu's Most Wanted.
I don't know that I haven't seen Malibu's Most Wanted. I certainly haven't ingested it into my memory.
You would know if you saw Malibu's Most Wanted. It's a good movie.
Okay, let's get through the rest of the AFC North, and then we'll go to break.
All right. Cincinnati. This is another my last shout out to Jimmy Kemsky because
oh my god,
we liked this. He told me he put this one in my head. I'm like, oh, that's good. Cam Taylor-Britt for a 4th round pick. Get some cornerback reinforcement. They just benched him in Cincinnati.
Oh, great.
Still, I mean,
like the worst defense in football, just bench this corner. But he's going to come help us.
I mean, look at the Eagles' cornerback depth chart. I think he could help. A little bit lower cost. Still a young player.
I'd rather have Cam Taylor American, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. He was a 2nd round pick in 2022. Yeah. Didn't he? Yeah, he's.
What was the compensation here?
I said a 4th.
A 4th for a guy who just got benched?
I think he's still like a solid player.
51.
I think Jimmy had Keely Ringo straight up for Cam Taylor-Britt.
Okay.
What would you have given that one?
53.
You really don't like this. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Baltimore. Mark Andrews for a 6th round pick. Like really double down on like end of the road tight ends. 30 years old. He's got 21 catches for 174 yards this year. He did get comeback. He didn't get comeback player. He was in the voting for
92.
Oh, you like this one?
I could absolutely see the Eagles trading for Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. It's like the ring chasing. Like it kind of reminds me of the Haloti Nada like a few years ago. Like just get like some veteran presence, and they really need to address that second tight end spot. So
the problem is he is also not known as a great blocker.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like he's like the win slow.
I could see this. This one I could absolutely see.
Okay. All right. So we have 3 trades in the 90s so far. I'm feeling good about that.
Okay.
I really like this next one. Another tight end. Pittsburgh Steelers, Pat Freiermuth. I'm afraid you're going to yell at me about the compensation here. Let's say a 4th round pick, not a 5th. I said 5th originally. I figured you'd
That
tell me
feels
this.
more right.
Oh,
why
okay.
are the Steelers trading him?
Because they already have they've got tight end depth. When I was looking at their depth chart, it doesn't seem like they're using him a ton.
Okay.
Let me see how much they are in 12 personnel. They're 9th in 12 personnel. You're gonna ding me for unrealistic.
Yeah, 74.
If he was available, though, it would go up.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Let's take a break. Hear from some sponsors. On the other side, we're going to hear from Brandon Graham himself, thanks to our good friends at Doodat Dental. And after that, we'll continue playing the Howie Roseman game with the man in the beautiful blue plaid. Oh, you can just feel it in the air. It's fall. And you know what that means? You're putting in the hard work, maybe a little bit of sweat. Don't let body odor sideline you. Let's be honest. Regular deodorant, Stinko de Mayo after a long day. It's not good. Here's a real game changer, though. Mando deodorant plus sweat control. You guys need to be professional. This isn't just another cover-up. Mando is 1 stick, 2 jobs. Powerful odor and sweat control. Premium ingredients, double protection that tackles both odor and sweat. Deodorant that is re-engineered to stop odor before it starts. It doesn't just mask odor, it prevents it. 100% of study participants experienced all-day odor protection. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. And if you want to be a new customer yourself, go to shopmando.com and you can get 20% off with the exclusive code PHLY. Once again, PHLY at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide and free shipping. Please, when you go there, shopmando.com, support our show and tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello, long-lasting freshness.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. They pioneered live in-game betting and have 90 million users worldwide. Bet365 live streams 780,000 events each year and offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 sports each year with early payout offers across the NBA and NHL. With the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner if your team goes 5 runs ahead with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. Download the app and use code PHLY365 when you sign up. New customers can now also get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose. Sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets again, win or lose. Bonus bets can be used on the spread totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or over and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. With that, we send things over to the Unblocked studio with Brandon Graham, presented by Doodat Dental. Nice discussion about what comes next for the big man and some innuendo that plays into the theme of today's show. We are back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. And here he is, the man himself, Brandon Graham, presented by Doodat Dental. BG, we had a fun time this morning, breaking it all down on Unblocked. Mm-hmm. It would be weird if somebody's watching the show and they don't already know the news, but you might as well just tell them you're coming back.
Hey, y'all, we back. We're back on the Philadelphia Eagles team. Excited to do all I can to, just contribute in all kind of ways on and off the field.
So if you want to know why and the story behind that, listen to the Unblocked podcast or go watch it on YouTube. You go very in depth on that and maybe why this was not a surprise and you were kind of hoping to be back in the first place. But let's get into some of the short-term nitty-gritty stuff and also like the football stuff here. What was it like for you watching the game on Sunday? Because we didn't even talk about it. It must have been different than watching the games earlier in the season because this time I imagine you knew you were going to be back soon.
Oh, yeah, I knew.
So were you watching it a different way?
Watched it a different way, hoping that I can come into the week with a win.
Yeah,
because,
yeah, exactly.
That's the biggest thing. Like,
that's true.
Man, but then the news came out early before that game.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was like, wow, man, y'all going to blow me up on
By the
Sunday?
way, interesting like inside media about like Well, Brandon Graham is considering coming out of retirement,
Right.
which is like they didn't source that from you.
I
you
know.
Like
You know what? A little bit. It could have been just me having to call Good Morning Football and all the other people. Like,
right,
and you
to
just
give them
never
a
know
heads
the
up. Yeah, that's
relationships
true.
people have. And it's cool though. I just felt like they blew up my spot on a Sunday.
Yeah.
They blew up my spot on a Sunday. I'm like, dang, before the game, I ain't trying to take away like, nothing from the game.
Exactly. You want to focus on the team.
Want to focus on the team. So it was cool though. They made it through. They won. I was happy about it, and that's all I really wanted was to be able to come back into a winning week where it's like, all right, at least that's one thing I ain't got to worry about. I'm coming back in the chaos,
Yeah,
but
that's true. I didn't even think about
on
that.
a win is definitely
It would not have been
good.
so exciting if they were coming off a third straight
Oh
loss.
man, it would have been a boost, but it wouldn't have been as good of a boost as it's been since we won too.
So, what did you make of that game on the defensive side of the ball and how they handled Carson Wentz?
I really felt like the defense saved the game, especially keeping us in
Early on, yeah.
early on where we scored 14 and then it took a little minute to keep it going, but we got them. They got 3 points other than touchdowns, and that was the key to a lot of stuff. And then I think the one drive where Carson the ball go over his head, that helped too. All that little stuff.
1 for 6 in the red zone. It was the difference in the game.
Right, Coop was out here, man, made that play against Justin Jefferson. Who, man, when he catch that, it's usually for sure. But Coop made a great play. Then
he's unbelievable.
Then you got Makuba who got the pick.
Yep.
All the different stuff that happened in that game where we
we went a defensive end dropping and getting a pick 6.
Yeah, that boy, man, I was so happy for Jalix, man. He definitely needed that for himself, and it's nothing but a great confidence boost for him. Cause boy, that was so sweet, and then to see Jalen Carter back in rare form, and so happy to see that he made the pressure, and Carson didn't look like he was hurt after that one.
I agree with you.
Hit him right in the gut, and yeah, that's a big boy to be coming right there.
So from my perspective, as we watch this defense, and you can break it down by the numbers, but the run defense has not been quite as dominant as it was last season. I'm thinking, they could use a guy like Brandon Graham on the edge. Is that part of where you feel like you fit in and can make an instant impact?
No expectations.
This is no shade on anybody who's there. It's just
knowing
what you're good at.
I do feel like I still got some push in me, and especially making sure we stopping the run. Because if I want to get to rushing the passer, I gotta make sure I put that work in. And I do feel like I'm still at that ability where I can get after it.
Do you find yourself? Have you found yourself watching games this season, kind of like putting yourself in the mode of like what rush I would put together here or things like that? Like, does your mind wander that way?
Oh yeah, it does. Even though it don't be like that in the game for real. Because you see it on what you would do until you get out there. Then you're like, oh man, he beat that one move. Like, just imagine if you got a move that you like to do, and then he beat it. Sometimes it plays mind tricks on you where you don't come back to it. But maybe he just was good on that one play. But you gotta sometimes fight the urge to not want to. Oh man, and get nervous to do it again because he got you so good the first time. It's like, man, you got to continue to keep throwing your haymakers, and that's it. Like, that's where I feel like from watching TV, that's the dream. But then in reality set in, you like, oh, I didn't think he was gonna be sitting on that. Like, oh, I didn't think he was gonna make this good block that he did, and then now you got to do it again. You got to come again. So yeah, of course I put myself in those situations, but it ain't always reality.
It is no secret that the Eagles need some help on the edge, and part of what we saw there is Vic in this game goes to that package in the base defense where Nakobe is at linebacker with Zach Bond and Jihad goes to the edge. How did you think that looked?
That looked good. Having all the guys, you just want your playmakers on the field.
Yeah,
all 3 of them playmakers, man. And those guys Nakobe was out there flying around as always. It felt good to see him.
I know.
Flying.
I'm objective. Call it like I see it.
Yep.
But I feel so good for Nakobe.
Me too.
To work back from that injury and get out there. And I thought he played pretty well.
I did. I knew he was gonna play pretty well because he's been itching to get out there and show. And when he came back last year, he was itching the same way. Now it's just him making it through and staying healthy because he put his body on the line. And I got much respect for it because I see it. The way he was flying around, got that TFL back there. I mean, like, Kobe is a heat-seeking missile.
Do you see in him, I mean, it's year 4 now, but do you see like real leadership qualities in him?
He gonna be, if not a head coach, he gonna be a coach.
Okay.
For sure. Cause I can see just how he lead already, just how he knows what's going on, the way he take command, and I got much respect for Kobe. I think he's a great leader.
And that's how you felt about D'Amico once upon a time. So
I'm
maybe you're right.
I'm telling you, I'm like, certain guys come in, they just got something that, oh yeah, he gonna be ready when it's time.
So whenever it is that you get back on the field, if it's not this week, although I mean, I'm not ruling you out for this week. What will be like? Is conditioning going to be the thing you're worried about? Like, how many snaps can I really play? Is
Right.
What will you
All of it.
be curious about?
It's more on
Okay.
the field stuff than it is off the field. It's more because I feel like I'm prepared off the field. I mean, because people gonna say what they gonna say. I love to keep the hating coming. You know, what
You're
I'm saying?
washed. Get
Yeah,
out. What are they?
right,
What are the Eagles
right.
doing?
Yeah, I
Bringing
know.
back this old man.
And be like, thank you, because that chip just got bigger.
Here we go.
Just got bigger, and so it's like
Professional podcaster. They're signing. Unbelievable.
And I know God got me. So whatever happens, that's why there ain't no expectations. It's just more about let's go out there and be the best version for the day.
Do you? So the way you've talked about it, and the way we've talked about it, it does feel like you're no expectations. You're a little bit at peace with whatever happens.
Yeah, I'm at peace because I'm happy to just be back.
I see you fighting back that yawn, man.
I know you
see
did.
it.
You see me. You see me. I ate that one right
You
there.
did eat that one. Good for you.
But yes, man. I'm going out there to just that first snap. I'm gonna see. I'm like, everything in your mind, you think, oh man, I'm gonna be good. Turn and run to the ball. But it's just that second one, that second play you come up. And I seen it happen yesterday against because what's his name was balling yesterday with the Lions.
Goff. Yeah.
No, the
Hutchinson. Yeah.
Aiden was. You could tell that he was gassed because he just got a couple great rushes and he was fighting. And I can't wait to have that feeling of I had a couple great rushes, and then that third play is like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then you trying to tap out, but they hurry up to the ball again. You gotta, because that's what happened. They hurried up to the ball.
Yeah, they
again,
see.
and he had to get out, had to go, and you could tell that he was just his legs was just done. And as soon as the play was over, he ran off the field. He didn't care who was running in. He just like, please get me off. So I can't wait to have that moment.
And what do you think you will like after you play your first game, whenever it is, that following Monday, Tuesday? What do you think will be like the most sore?
Everything. It's like that first.
Sometimes I hear the hands, right? Like,
it's really like your arms, because you always doing this,
yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
And then a little bit of depends on where you get hit or where you hitting.
Sure.
Like it could be a little bit of like, because the helmet, you have it in your head. Like sometimes it's the top, like right here on your forehead.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a little sore sometimes, but other than that, yeah, man, it's that good sore. It's that good sore you talk about right there.
Now, schematically, I mean, you were in the defense last year, but in search of finding some pass rush, Vic has done a few different things this season. Do you feel like there's stuff for you to catch up on, or will that be easy?
I think it will be easy because my coach does a great job. Coach Wash, man, he always trying to make sure that we always know what to do because we are a reflection of him. And so he want to make sure that you know what to do, even if he got to tell you a couple times. Even if he got to tell you sometimes before the play, hey, we calling this, you got this, remember this. Check this little check box because it's okay because we all in this together. So why we hiding information? So that's how we kind of play it.
Has he been like eyeing you up when you've been in the building over the past couple months as you like walk by in the hallway?
Trying to see how I'm looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling good because in the beginning, maybe I wasn't in the best shape. Probably around May because I kind of like relaxed.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Well, because I'm saying like, but
I would let myself go too.
I was working out, but not like crazy.
Yeah.
I was biking, but then like, man, what am I doing? Like, and then I kind of snapped into it. I'm like, well, you know what I am doing? I am doing it for life. And so that's where I was at. Like, I might not be training as crazy as I normally do, but I want to look good. I want to make sure that I'm able to fit my clothes and all that stuff. So yeah, I've definitely been working, man. Like once I snapped out of that mindset, because I was kind of like whatever, like I was eating whatever I wanted.
You're
and just-
allowed to have
yeah,
that.
you definitely allowed
after
to.
15 years.
You allowed to, but still, I still felt like it was hope in there a little bit of
Yes.
man, who knows what the future holds. I always say that, and then now we're here in the future.
So in that like 2 months when you did sort of let yourself go, what are the indulgences that you had to stop once you thought you wanted to come back?
Well, you ever been to tuna bar?
You told me about
I'm
tuna
trying
bar.
to tell you, I was eating a lot of that, a lot of sushi.
That doesn't feel like that much of an indulgence. You can have
yeah.
sushi anyway, right?
I know, but then I was eating pasta with it. You gotta let me get there. I was building it up. But eating pasta, ice cream, because that's the big thing. Dad, can we get ice cream? I do
okay.
Mondays and Fridays for them. Start the week off.
Oh, I like that.
After, and then don't ask me all during the middle of the week because this ain't an everyday thing.
Oh, that's good.
And Friday
I might
to
need to
end it.
employ that.
I might just, and then I just stopped Mondays. I go Friday because we got to end the week, baby. We did a great start of the week, but then we ended off with a treat, and that's it.
I like that.
And really, the treat is for me.
What's your go-to flavor?
So we go to Hope's Cookies, and have you ever been to Hope's, man? It's so much good stuff. They had this if I can have it all the time, it's like that orange creamsicle.
Ooh.
Like that, that, man. But they don't have that. That's not always in.
Oh, okay. It's
like
seasonal?
certain stuff.
Okay.
Like they call this one called Brookie Dough. I like that. That's what like brownie blends and then like with some chocolate and then some other ice cream mix, but it got the little chunks in them. Man, that's what I like about Hopes, because they got the little chunks of like different cake or strawberry cheesecake or strawberry shortcake, stuff like that. And I mean, when I tell you, it's almost like, but it's better. I would say, what's the one, the red? They got all the one that they smash
like
on the table and they mix up.
Oh,
and
Cold
whip
Stone.
up. Cold Stone.
Yeah,
Yes, Cold Stone. It's better. It's better than that. It's like that though, but it's better than that.
Now you got me going.
I know, but I'm just hungry right now.
Now, can you still do that if you're playing on Sunday during the regular season? Is there a day when you're allowed to get off
after weigh-ins?
After weigh-ins,
yeah.
Which is when?
Like Thursday.
Because Andy used to have Fast Food Friday, remember?
Yeah, and so you feel good. Yeah. You feel good before the game, but you want to be good on the weight. So you pretty much you make sure after the weigh-in, if you want something that day, that cheat day is Thursday, really. And that's what I do. So I do like that morning after I weigh in, I'll be like, hey, let me get some chicken and waffles, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I go get something that it's just a good fix, and then I get back on my meal plan.
Now this is I will ask the follow-up because you got to be a journalist, but this is like a very weird part of our job where I'm going to ask you, how much do you weigh?
Right now, like 280.
And what did you weigh? Like, what was your usual playing weight?
Like right here. Like,
okay.
But I had to
get
right
there
because really, like, I'm 285 for real, but I haven't stepped on the scale for a couple weeks because a little bit of it is stress. Like you get stressed out if your weight is not where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And you add more weight. So I just stopped jumping on there because I was doing good. I was trending the right way. And now I just left it up. I'm like, with that first day I jump on, be just as surprised as you. Like, oh, okay. That's what's up. I'm hoping because I feel good.
That's very relatable.
Man, this outfit that I got on the top last time, my stomach, I was like, man, I kept having to pull my shirt down.
These cameras don't lie.
I know they don't.
Especially in this studio.
Oh man, the light, the shining bright lights, shining right at you. So I'm feeling good. I ain't had the confidence to wear this last time because my
What are you
shirt,
talking about? You're wearing like the onesie
like
things.
This. It kept coming up like that, and I'm like, you felt like you had to do all that, but nah, you see it stuck here the whole time.
There you go. All right, that'll do it for BG on the PHLY Eagles podcast presented by Doodad Dental. BG, can't wait to see you on the field. Back with more on the other side. You guys remember when Brandon Graham had a strip sack to win the Super Bowl? Well, now Brandon Graham is bringing his Crooked T strip sack pack so we can savor the flavor. What is the strip sack pack? Well, it's big, it's heavy, and it's juicy. It's the kind of pack you want to show off. You already know Crooked Tea is 0 sugar and all flavor, and the Strip Sack pack is stuffed with 24 cans and collectible trading cards by Jordan Spector. Some cards are even signed by BG himself. Every case is packing heat. From the fridge to the tailgate, this is one sack you're going to be proud to display. So grab yours today at a store near you or on GoPuff. And for our guy BG, we have to send out a shout out to the Philly area bars carrying Crooked Tea. Thanks for showing the love. Garage, Fishtown, Sport and Social, Allentown, City Tap at Logan Square, Wicked Wolf on Chestnut. Go check them out for game day or a night out and tell them that PHLY Sports sent you.
All right, Philly, listen up. There's a new name in town shaking up the snack game, and it's Righteous Felon Craft Jerky. These guys have been running a flavor racket for over a decade, slinging bold, rebellious, small batch meat snacks made with real ingredients and 0 shortcuts. Today, we're talking meat sticks, 4 flavor pack sticks that go way beyond the usual gas station suspects. These are clean label, made with real ingredients and 0 filler. Each stick packs 8 to 9 grams of protein, just 1 gram of added sugar, and they're gluten-free, soy-free, and low sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't. Whether you're fueling up for a workout or just dodging boring snacks, these sticks have your back. Let's break down 2 of my personal favorites. First up, OG Hickory. Deep hickory smoke, rich beef flavor, no nonsense. It's straight savory and seriously satisfying. Then there's the fiery habanero, spicy, slow burning, and perfectly balanced. It's got kick, but it won't knock you out cold, just clean heat and bold flavor. You can grab all 4 flavors at righteousfelon.com and use code PHLY20 to get 20% off your first order. Or hit the streets. Our 2-ounce jerky bags are $2 for $10, or 2 for $10 at Wawa, and you'll also find them at Giant, Royal Farms, and thousands of independent stores across the country. Righteous Felon, high protein, bold flavor, no BS.
Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast, EJ Smith, you are Howie Roseman. What else you got?
I'm not Howie Roseman, but I mean,
name one difference.
He's got a better sneaker collection than I do. I mean, the guy's got some really nice sneakers.
Okay. Wouldn't have been my first one, but that's good.
Well, yeah. All right, we're going to rapid fire some of these, but then there's some that I want us to actually discuss. I'm going to start being a lot more non-committal on the compensation because
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting beaten up over that here. So for the Jaguars, your former team, Trevon Walker, I was thinking it too.
What are they trading him for?
Because they're like fake good. They could
Yeah.
be sellers in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
77.
Okay. Houston, rapid fire. I couldn't find a whole lot on Houston's roster that I thought, okay, that would make a lot of sense for the Eagles. Daniil Hunter was the one I came up with for like a 6th.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're trading him.
Yeah, I don't either.
6th?
But like,
He's good.
He's old.
He's good.
I told you.
He's better than Jermaine Johnson right now.
No.
Come on.
All right, a 4th.
Okay. How about Harrison Bryant? They want to deal him?
No. No more. Enough.
63.
Ooh. L'Jarius Sneed. This is Tennessee Titans. L'Jarius Sneed and his 6th round pick for a 3rd round pick.
I think just do Snead for a 4th and I'll give you a 96.
Okay. That's your highest one. You like this one. You had Snead in your fake trades.
Yeah, of course I like it the most if I can say that I called it in the summer.
I had another Tennessee Jeffrey Simmons for a 2.
I'll tell you what I think about that one, EJ. You know what I think? I think you're going to have to find out in overtime. Jeffrey Simmons for a 2?
It might need to be a 1.
Oh, I don't think you can give up a 1 for a guy
You
that
wouldn't
old.
give up a 1, but would somebody trade a 1 for
I don't
Jeffrey
think
Simmons?
so.
Yeah,
He's too
interior
old
rusher,
to
older.
trade a 1 for.
Okay. Yeah, my Daniil Hunter argument.
No, that was you had a 6. I think Snead is possible.
Simmons, you're giving that
I
like a
think
60 something? Okay.
Yeah, because they're not going to give up real equity for a position where they're going to have to pay Jalen Carter. They're going to have to pay Jordan Davis. They like Ojimo.
I was just floating out there.
Okay.
All right. The Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
There are 2 players that I like here. You
Okay.
probably can guess both. Let's start with Max Crosby. It's going to be expensive.
I mean, Vic's going to love him because he
Prohibitive.
plays like 90% of the snaps.
Yeah, but one of the GM was in the chat earlier and pointed out he doesn't play the run. Is that going to be a problem with Vic?
Sure.
I think that's a good point. He's 28. How many years is he under contract for? He's under contract through 2030. But it looks like the real money kind of ends after
I'm going to pass on
26.
Max Crosby.
No, he's only got real money for another year.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's like your difference maker. Like
That's your difference maker.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, that would be a big move.
The price is probably prohibitive
Right.
there.
I don't think you could give the investment it would take to get him and pay him and then like have enough left over to really address the offense in the offseason.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Chargers.
Who was the other player you like there?
Oh,
Is it Wonderland?
Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like Michael Mayer.
Not really, but you like John Mayer.
Yeah, I do. I like him as a guitar player. I should point out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good Chappelle Show skit.
Yeah, and he's a great guitar player. Like, probably in my top 5 favorite guitar players.
And one of the great describers of sex with Jessica Simpson.
It's overtime.
Sexual napalm. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I think he has matured a lot since some of that stuff. At least it seems like he has. But yeah, I'm mostly focused on how he plays guitar. For the Chargers, I had where's Michael Mayer? Just what do you think? I mean, I'm not throwing out compensation for this one. I got no idea.
I think it's possible. I could definitely see it.
He's like a good fit for what they'd need as a second tight end.
Yeah, and it's also getting a guy with draft equity, or not equity, but draft pedigree, and he could be here for one more year. There's a reason that everybody who covers the Eagles has pointed to Michael Mayer as
probably
a possibility for a while.
What do you think it is?
I honestly don't think it's a 3. I think it's a 4.
He plays like a non-premium position, but it feels like
maybe a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, but it
I don't
just
think
feels like draft pedigree and like there might be like
he's a backup tight end on a bad team.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't think it's like I think a 5th is probably not enough. Like that's probably
I think a 4th is fine.
Okay, no, I think that's fair. What are you giving Michael Mayer for a 4th?
69.
What? That's just to mess with me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Let's say 85.
I'm still disappointed. I thought that one was going to make the article.
I know.
All
we're already talking about John Mayer having sex. It's
Trey Lance for Sam Howell was my Chargers trade.
Lance for Sam Howell.
I mean, like, there's some it's mildly interesting if you think they needed Sam Howell, like competent second quarterback. Tanner McKee's healthy.
Yeah.
Do you flip him for like a traitsy?
I think
the
Eagles had a chance to get Trey Lance if they wanted him before. So
I had the same
that one a 13.
I had the same trade for Joe Milton with the Cowboys, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Who am I? The Lions. We're skipping around. I couldn't.
I'm Jean Valjean.
The NFC East teams are too hard to do, so I skipped most of them. The Lions, I had Coyote Awashika for a 5th round pick.
99.
I don't think he's going to cost a 5th.
99.
It's not making the article.
They should absolutely trade for Coyote.
What would it actually cost to get Coyote?
A 6th and Cam Williams. I guess he's on IR. You can't trade him.
Okay, but a 6th and who would they do it?
They don't have anybody healthy who they can.
They're not trading Brett
They're not going to trade Matt Pryor and a 6th and Matt Pryor.
Yeah,
deal.
All right. You know what? Maybe I will sneak that one in there.
104 extra credit.
Minnesota. I had Sidney Brown for a 4th round pick.
You're not getting a 4th round pick for Sidney Brown.
Okay,
you're out of your mind.
A 5th. I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
They might get a 7th if they trade him.
I don't think I think they could do better than a 7th. I think 5th is probably fair. There's got to be a team out there that's like, we liked him in the draft, and like we still see a player there.
He's buried on the depth chart.
That's why the Eagles will be willing to trade him.
Yeah.
He's probably a throw in a different deal than like a actual trying to get compensation for him. All right, we have a graphic for this one because I was excited about it, and it's kind of on brand.
We didn't even show our BG graphic, did we? I'm sorry, Lindsay.
Yeah, no, it's my fault. Well, actually, it's kind of
the Eagles have brought back Brandon Graham from retirement. Here's what you need to know: 16 seasons, franchise record. 206 games, I believe, franchise record.
If he gets to 216 or even there, close to it, like he reaches some like elite company in terms of games played, for one team in the NFL.
I feel like here's a nerdy take for you. Games played include playoffs.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
you played a game.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly counts.
I understand
yeah.
why like sacks or the things like that are just regular season stats, but we're talking games played.
Yeah, like Iron
the
Man.
playoffs.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like looking through some of the names.
Oh, great job, Lindsay.
This is a good graphic. But yeah, I was just I was looking through some of the names of like the players who have played 200 plus, or like even like that 216 number for one team, and it's a really rare. It's a very small list, like 50 players in NFL history who have managed to do that. And I remember having conversations with BG about Ray Lewis and like how much he admired Ray Lewis's.
He loves Ray Lewis.
Yeah, and that was somebody he idolized, and yeah, I think that the significance is definitely important there. So
okay, we have a graphic for this trade.
Yeah, this is the Falcons trade, Julia. So Eagles get Arnold Ebiketie and Kyle Pitts in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and a 6th-round pick.
Kyle Pitts should make a deal with Mando. Get those Pitts.
Oh, now that would be synergy. Maybe we'd get a 4th member of the Eagles on the PHLY staff.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kyle Pitts has some history here.
This is a trade I could see the Eagles making.
Oh, yeah.
And I would think, and if they make this trade, I would give it a D.
Oh, come on. I actually like this trade. I don't know if Ebiketie fits the mold as like what I've said earlier. Like you need a 1 or a 2 at edge rusher. You don't need 3 or a 4. But still, I think he'd give them good depth and he would like solidify the room. And I like Kyle Pitts as a second tight end in this offense. I'd find that interesting. I'm ready to pound the table for Kyle Pitts.
What are you doing?
Polar Jam says ZB just fainted.
Zach Bond, what does he have to do with this?
Oh no. Bjorn. Grade it objectively. Don't grade it with the baggage and the personal, history here.
I could, if we're saying, is this a trade the Eagles would be interested in making? Yes, I think it's possible.
I think you have to give it a 100.
I'm gonna give it an 81.
Oh, come on. That's just you being petty.
No, it's not.
We had the graphic and everything. It was a good
graphic.
It was a
tight end. They're gonna trade a guy who can't block you.
You can facilitate Dallas Goedert doing that more, maybe, if you have Kyle Pitts as a featured player in the offense.
I mean, listen, it is a shiny object that would attract the Eagles.
Now, would Jalen Hurts throw the ball to Kyle Pitts?
Same as he throws the ball to anybody who's not A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Really trust that. Jack Stoll. Maybe they should just trade for him. I'm giving it
honestly,
a
it's more likely that they trade for Jack Stoll.
I'm putting this one in the thing. I don't care.
I hope you have that. Jack Stoll for a 7th.
I didn't, but we could.
Jack Stoll and a 7th for a 6th.
What would you have graded?
They're going to make that deal.
What would you have graded that?
98.
Okay. Whatever. All right. We only have one other one that I feel like we really need to get to here.
Okay.
The New Orleans Saints. Alante Taylor for Keely Ringo and a 4th-round pick. This draft compensation.
I think it needs to be a 3rd.
Really? See, I said to Fran, I thought Keely and a 4th was a lot. And he chided me and told me that Alante Taylor is a good football player that's going to cost actual things. So Keely and a 3rd?
Yeah.
At that point, do you just not include Keely? Is it just a 3rd?
I don't know. Well, you do what it takes to get it done.
Yeah.
95.
Okay. Maybe this is this the winner?
No, I think Coyote Awashika.
Well, you have Coyote graded higher, but I think this is without. Oh no, you gave L'Jarius Sneed a 96. So if you had to pick the Eagle, if Howie Roseman, now I will embody Howie Roseman. I call you up. I go, I'm not doing Howie impersonation. I go,
bro.
No, it'd be, hey buddy, what do you think, L'Jarius Sneed or Alante Taylor? Alante is going to cost Keely Ringo in addition to a 3rd. For L'Jarius, we had a 6th-round, or L'Jarius and a 6 in exchange for a 3rd.
I mean, the actual answer is, okay, let me talk to Vic and see who Vic likes more. And my guess is that it would be Alante Taylor.
Yeah, and he's a younger player.
Yeah.
Theoretical upside. He's one of Fran's guys.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
What's not to like? Some super chats. Matty G says, through a 3rd of the season with Kevin Patullo, off today's interview, do you feel like he overemphasizes calling concepts and looks off plays early in the game?
It's a fair question. I do think I think like they can overthink it. I don't know if early in the game is where I feel like it happens. I feel like there are spells in the game where they overthink it. And I think that the under center stuff from the Vikings game is an example of like you stick with something. Because I mean, if we were talking about the under center stuff in the first half, we probably were like, what are they doing here? Like, it wasn't productive. But I think it started to show like if you trust your players to make plays and kind of be opportunistic, it works. So
Okay. Musa, this is an interesting question. Has Jalen Carter's performance so far this season been, I'm going to say, underwhelming enough to reduce the prospective contract extension he may be up for?
That is a really good question.
I think it's a good question. And what I think is interesting here is less about exactly how much money he's going to make and more about, do you think there will be hesitance from the Eagles side to be like, if this is the level we're going to get from him, do we need to go right away? Right? Like,
yeah, no, I think you're right. I think like the urgency to get the deal done because the price is only going to go up. Maybe you don't feel quite as convicted about that. Although I still feel like I think
it's still more likely than not it'll be.
Yeah, we're probably
away,
talking about the difference between like resetting the market for defensive tackles and like being one of the highest paid players in the NFL. I know it's a subtle thing. Like,
but I think that's a good framing.
Yeah, because I think like if Jalen Carter was like on his way to like double-digit sacks, game wrecker, like the next Aaron Donald, like we'd be talking about like whatever the Micah deal is, like, okay, he's going to be up for that as well.
Yeah.
I think it's probably more like what is the top of the market at D tackle right now?
It might be Milton.
That's crazy, but you're probably right. In terms of average value, it's Chris Jones at 32. Okay. But see, I think like where Carter is, you probably don't expect him to go over Chris Jones here.
Or it's like, like $1 over.
Yeah, like right now, I think it'd be like, okay, they'll give him more guaranteed money than Chris Jones. Like you pick one, pick the average annual value, the guaranteed money, or the total value. Like you pick one to reset the market. But I think he's probably more in line with like being at the top of that market rather than being like that, like, just absolute, like blow you out of the water type of deal.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that is why maybe Jalen Carter waits another year because he thinks he can reach that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
All right. What's this plane story you have?
Okay. I really appreciate you letting me get this story off my chest. So
better be good.
I'm flying out of Minnesota. It's early in the morning. I had a connection. So
what a company man, going connection.
I know. Yeah. Well, yes and no, because I missed the show because of the connection. So, but anyway, early in the morning, it's sunrise. I don't know why you laughed at that so hard.
Laughing at Julia's lower third.
Oh. So I'm an aisle guy through and through. Always sit in the aisle. And the guy across the aisle from
I'll sit there. Thank you very much.
No, that's not. No. 64. So
better than it deserved.
The guy next to me taps me on the shoulder and like he has his phone out and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, can you ask the guy sitting in the window next to you to take a picture of the sunrise with my phone?
What?
So I like
what?
Took me a second, like you just did. It took me a second to process. Like, okay, I guess. So I reach over the guy in the middle seat to tap this guy's shoulder, and I'm like, this guy wants to ask you something. Like, I didn't want to ask, so I just this guy wants to ask you something, and the guy is like going like, can you take a picture of the sun? Can you take a picture of my phone? And I was like,
was the guy awake?
Yeah, I think the guy was taking a picture, to be fair, but still, like with his own phone. So, so I passed the phone over because the guy's like, sure, yeah, bring it over here. I pass the phone over. I give it to this guy, and this guy he pulls up the camera app, and he like goes like this, and then he hits like the zoom in button on the guy's iPhone and starts taking a picture at the ground, like. He's like 24, like what? Zoom, like fully. He's not taking a picture of the sunrise. That's what the guy wanted.
Do you think he did it on purpose?
I do. I think he was like trying to like sabotage this guy. Like, you want to picture the sunrise? I'll take your picture of the sunrise. And he just took a picture of the ground. Like 5 pictures of just like the grainy like ground. Like maybe like there was a stadium or something down there, but I don't think there was. I saw like it was basically a picture of like some random person's house. like an hour outside of Charlotte. Like I have no idea what this guy like. It was not like some aesthetic sunrise picture. It was like zoomed all the way in, pointed down.
And are you sure that these people didn't know each other?
Oh, I'm certain they didn't know each other because the guy across the aisle, he had chatted to me a couple of times, and I was like, I mean,
hold on, why are you
friendly.
chatting with people?
I'm friendly, but I don't chat with people on planes mostly.
This is a completely unhinged situation.
Okay, thank you. Because when it happened, it was early. Obviously, the sun was rising, and I'm like, what is going on right now? Like. But like to see this guy like take the phone.
So hold on. This is an early morning flight.
Yeah.
This is the sunrise.
Yeah. Like it's like it's probably like 7:15.
And this guy's up and about asking people to take photos for him?
Again, the guy was using his phone to take a picture. And I don't know what the guy was taking a picture of, but like again, imagine like the guy's like he just zooms in.
So maybe let's talk window guy first.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe that's what that guy was taking a picture of.
Yeah, maybe.
And so when someone else asks him to take a picture, he thinks they want the same thing.
It's like this gorgeous sunrise, and he's like taking
Right.
a picture of like the Chiefs Stadium or something.
Right. Wait, hold on. Are we in Kansas City or Charlotte?
We were on the way to Charlotte, so I wouldn't have been. I was just trying to think of like a flyover state. Like, I don't know what this guy could have been taking a picture of on the ground. But clearly, and it was funny to see the guy in the aisle's reaction.
Yeah, when he then saw.
He was looking at me like, I mean, I guess that's what he thought I meant. Like, it was very strange.
So, window guy is baffling. But other guy,
yeah,
that guy's out of pocket. And I don't understand if you have the cojones to ask somebody in the middle of the plane at 6:30 in the morning to take a picture for you, how you then accept the bad picture and not being of the thing you wanted.
Yeah, because it's like, you're right. Like you've already kind of like
you've already been rude.
Yeah, you're already. Like,
aren't you going to be like, oh, actually, I wanted a picture of the sunrise?
Yeah, like can you hit 0.5 on my phone so it can be like actually nice looking? And I don't know. But also like, what is the point? Like, I'm not here to like criticize anybody for taking the sunrise photo on the plane. They look great, but it's like, what's the point of asking somebody else to take that for you? Like, isn't the point of the picture like this is what I was looking at?
Right.
You know, like it kind of feels like cheating.
Right. It's for the likes. We're all addicted to those likes.
Yeah. Internet clout.
That is an outrageous series of events. And the answer is absolutely no. You cannot do that. I cannot imagine that.
So do you think I'm part of the violation? You think I should have been like, no?
No, I'm actually proud of you.
Yeah.
For handling it and saying this guy has a question to ask you. That is way better than asking. You should not. No, that is exactly what you should have done. Yeah. I mean, because you're not going to be rude. You're not going to say, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But no, it's also not your job to do this guy's dirty work.
I wanted to remove myself from this situation as quickly as I could.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, although I did have to pass the phone. So, and shout out to the guy in the middle seat.
And what's the middle guy doing? Yeah.
I think he's trying to sleep. And I'm like, sitting here like reaching across this guy's face. It was tough. It was a weird flight. I'm not going to get too much into this because I want to respect people's privacy. But there was a person in the middle seat in front of me that was reading a book.
Smutty?
It might have been of that genre. The only reason I noticed
6:30 in the morning. Good for you.
I noticed is because the text on their phone was like so big. There were like 4 words at a time.
I have seen this before. I fairly recently I was on a flight with a woman. It was like a tablet, and it's like enormous text, and it's just like Fabio wooing
like
this woman.
I wasn't trying to be nosy. I'm just like
sexual napalm.
I just like just looking. I'm like, whoa. Like, why is that? Why is only that word on
that
your
is
phone?
So funny. Once Rachel told me a story of someone she worked with. They were going to some conference in Vegas. Like, oh, great to go to Vegas for a conference. And the guy, this is her friend. It's not her friend from work is sitting next to someone on the plane who is just watching porn on his iPad. Just watching porn
is it
on
a movie
his iPad.
Or is it actual?
No, it's just porn. Just watching porn on his iPad. And then this guy is like a part of the convention that she's going to.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Well, I mean,
it has to be illegal, right?
I don't know.
I watch like Game of Thrones or something on the iPad, and like if it's like a dirty scene, I will either turn the brightness all the way down or I'll just skip the scene because it's like you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, especially if you're an aisle man.
I am always an aisle man. I mean, this is my like 5th or 6th year traveling. I can count. I mean, there's been 2 times I've been in a middle seat without choice. And really, even windows. I don't like windows. I'm a big guy. I like to be able to lean out. I try to be respectful of flight attendants. I keep my head on a swivel, but I need to kind of get the extra space. So, crazy flight.
That's outrageous.
And just another PSA. We don't have to get into the aisle the second the plane lands. There's especially when you're in the back of the plane.
Nothing worse.
I respect like some people.
You are not more important than everybody else.
Some people might need like the circulation for their legs. I understand that there's a health component, and I respect that. But like when we're all doing it, it doesn't do anybody any favors. That's all I'll say.
All right. It's what's so funny is you told that story from the perspective of Howie Roseman. You've been inhabiting Howie Roseman the whole time.
I don't think Howie would have been at the back of the plane.
No, that's for sure. All right. Good stuff. Thanks everybody for joining us for Loopy Tuesday PHLY Eagles podcast. Back tomorrow, 2:00. Jamie and Rich. We got Adam Hogue joining the show. EJ from NovaCare. On we roll. Anyway, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Make sure you check out Unblocked with Brandon Graham. Make sure you check out the interview with Cuz. We've got, is there a Flyers play tonight or they played last night? Did they play again tonight? Anyway, you know the deal. Great coverage all over the place on PHLY. And check out Fran's Diehard Draft Guide. Get to know these guys. He's been doing nonstop. For all of us here at PHLY, thank you for watching and listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.